Oh boy, I don't think YouTube can get any worse, can it? I want to die. I I don't even know where to start with this. I guess we'll go back a ways. So to start it with Elden Ring. Elden Ring was a game that came out I think earlier this year. I haven't played it. I don't even have the storage space on my laptop to even play that, so that's that's out of the question. I think that's like what 50 gigs. I have already a lot of games and projects and stuff on my computer as it is. There's no way I'm playing it anytime soon. But it started with Elden Ring, and a lot of people had some takes on it, including Quantum TV. He had some takes on it. And whether or not the takes was good or bad is irrelevant, because, you know, what ended up happening is the Ackman, and I feel like a lot of people don't actually bring this up enough. Ackman made a video about Elden Ring hot takes, but he didn't specifically make a video about Quantum TV's take on the thing. He just happened to be a part of the hot takes that Ackman was covering. So this wasn't targeted directly towards Quantum TV. This was about people in general and their takes on Elden Ring. That's all this was. But, you know, Quantum TV, being the puss that he is, decided to file a false copyright strike against the Ackman. And you know me about copyright strikes. I still think people like him and Suzy Liu, Matt Jarbo, Adat Chat's like the least known one, but he has tried to, he's a Star Wars YouTuber. He has tried to use false copyright claims, and even in malicious ways too, by the way. Like celebrating the fact that if he files another strike, that this person can no longer stream. So basically you're essentially, you know, admitting to breaking a law there, because that's supposed to be done to if you feel like your copyright has been infringed, but if you're doing so out of spite, well, you're a piece of shit, and you still are a piece of shit. You shouldn't be on this platform. But you know, YouTube lets we now know why these chuckle fucks, including Kai Weiss, who he yeeted himself off the platform, but in his case, he's a bigger piece of shit for a load of other reasons besides copyright strikes. But yeah, they should all be gone. You know, these people, including Quantum TV, should be banned off the platform. Only because, like, that's one of the few times I would say a deplatforming is necessary, where you're falsely copyright striking things. You're abusing an already broken system on the site out of spite. So, you know, despite other people, not because you actually genuinely believe that these things you've been wronged and your copyright's been infringed. You're just being a piece of shit. You know, there's other examples, you know, other exceptions, you know, EDP, for example. Do I need to even say any more about that? You know, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But in those particular cases. So, Quantum TV got his feelings hurt and decided to copyright strike Ackman. Ackman, you know, fought this. And he did it to a few people too, actually. And he decided to fight it. Everyone's decided to fight it. And Quantum TV, and maybe I'm getting the sequence of events wrong, but Quantum TV has then decided to start contacting the Ackman's mother for some reason, which is just a shitty move on his part. And I was like, bro, like, really? Over YouTube drama, you're that desperate, you're that unhinged. And this guy, you know, he is unhinged. He's very much a Christian extremist. And that may sound a bit overdramatic, but that sounds overdramatic until you hear when Ackman made another video on Quantum TV, this time specifically about Quantum TV, and his bullshit. Like, he even pointed out at one point that Quantum TV so there was a tweet by Lucy O'Brien about the behind the scenes for The Last of Us 2, and apparently I guess it was for animation reference. So these real live people are acting out stuff that's in the game, and I guess they use it as reference, which I thought was a little strange because I could have sworn they did mocap for that game, for both games. But it was whatever. But they had a scene involved two people kissing in a church, two women kissing in a church, and this psychotic piece of shit decides to tell them that this was hateful content because they were doing it in the church, and that he wishes they should have been Pulse victims. These two women should have been Pulse victims, and the world would be better off without them. Now, I've said oh God, you stink on ice, die. I've said that about a few people back in the day, like about a few years ago. And I think I said it about Danielle Bregoli or Bad Baby, whatever she calls herself now. I said it about her even. But I mean that hyperbolically. I don't actually want this 14-year-old, or she was 14 at the time I said that. I don't want her actually to die. That's big extreme. He meant this shit unironically. that's the difference. He's unironically saying this and tying it to an actual mass murder, which is insane to me. And he says this, and this is why I say he's a Christian extremist. Anytime you have your religion, that's fine. I don't care. But if your religion involves hurting other people or just harassing other people, hurting other people, you're an extremist. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. Same thing with politics. If you can have your politics, your right and left, all that, center, whatever the fuck. But when you start hurting people or trying to fuck up other people's lives, you're an extremist. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, don't blame me. Blame the system. That's how this works. So there's that dog shit. And then, Eggman did that. And eventually, and this is the ironic part, day 1 of Pride Month, June 1st, I think this was June 1st when Eggman talked about this. But YouTube responded and said that Quantum TV did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Okay. Despite all the evidence, he did nothing wrong. Now, here's where this shit gets even funnier. So, Eggman makes another video about that situation. And YouTube takes it down for sexual content. All because he had a picture of Quantum TV with a cucumber next to his mouth. It was a cucumber joke. Yeah, that's sexual content. Oh, now we care about the guidelines. Fucking blow me. And then it gets even funnier than that. The Eggman decides to make a satirical tweet talking about doxing YouTube employees. The joke being, if YouTube has no problem with people doxing, especially people like fucking Quantum TV, who's doxed him and his mother, clearly he has to have no. This is apparently okay, right? YouTube demonetized his whole channel, all because of that joke. They demonetized his whole channel, and they're threatening our lives, threatening to dox us and stuff. This is threatening. Oh, so the guidelines matter now. Okay, so Quantum TV then. Bear in mind, these tweets were deleted. They demonetized his whole channel based on those tweets. On those particular tweets that were already deleted. But, hey, someone whose deleted tweets involved telling some people that they should die in a mass shooting, that's fine. That's okay. This person doxing. I don't know what dirt Quantum TV has on these people at all, but it's very clear that that's what's going on. I'm just saying. And you want to know the even more hilariously ironic thing about this is that J Station is trying to defend Quantum TV. How fucking hilariously ironic it is to have someone who's been known to be a bit of a Satanist talking about Satanism and drinking blood and all this other crazy satanic shit defending a Christian extremist. That is fucking beautiful. That is beautiful. I can't express. The words cannot even express. Even me saying it's beautiful doesn't express the sheer hilarity of how ironic that is. That's hysterical to me. But that's neither here nor there. Here nor there. This is the main thing. Don't let YouTube forget this. In fact, take notes. Oh, okay. So this guy is saying all this shit and doing all this shit. That's okay. Okay, that's okay. I see. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, and the guy saying about mass shootings is saying 2 people should be mass shooting victims and Pulse and stuff. That's okay too. Okay. But you're gonna celebrate Pride Month but after all of that, despite all that, you're gonna celebrate Pride and say you care about the community. But while someone wants 2 people within that, probably in that community, to die. Okay. No, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm very interesting position you're taking here. This is a very interesting hill for you to die on, honest to God. Keep tagging them in this Justice for Eggman tag. Don't harass him, obviously, because you don't want this asshole thinking he's he's already think he's vindicated. It's like Susie Liu when she was when John Swan got caught lying about Dream. She's like, "I'm so vindicated." No, you're not. You're not vindicated. you only. In her case, is a little different. You're not vindicated. Nothing he said was particularly wrong about you. There's a lot of shit, dirty shit you've done. It's just that he happened to do some dirty shit here. You're still a piece of shit, Susie. You and that five head and that fucking pussy boy, phony ass lawyer boyfriend of yours, still pieces of shit. You should not be. That should not be forgotten. Okay. Now, this is the same thing, somewhat similar here. It's like you're vindicated. You're not vindicated. You just happen to get off scot-free by people who are just not competent. People who decided your fate are not fucking competent. I'm just tired of people much like Quantum TV or Susie Liu, where it's like you think you're vindicated, but you're not. You just happen to get off by incompetence, by pure incompetence. The incompetence of John Swan is why you somehow think you're vindicated, Susie. The incompetence of YouTube is why you somehow think you're vindicated, Quantum TV. It's the same shit. It's just two people who are terrible celebrating as if they didn't do anything wrong when they did. The thing is, you haven't come across someone competent enough to realize just to drop the hammer on your ass. That's it. That's it. But yeah, keep spamming that Justice Fact, man. Don't harass YouTube employees. They clearly care about the rules in this regard. Fuck the rules in regard to a man actually doxing people's families. But if it affects us, then then the rules matter in that regard. So fuck that. So yeah, that's it, man. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, and the last time I even talked about YouTube at all was defending Ethan Klein. Boy, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Nowadays, Ethan Klein can suck a dick, but back then, and if it's happened, and the situation back then, which was, I think he got his whole stream taken down because he was talking about Alex Jones, because apparently Alex Jones was persona non grata on YouTube now. But if that happened to Ethan now, I'd still defend him. He's a piece of shit, but I'd still defend him in that regard, because that's not okay to do. You don't just take people's channels down because they just happen to be talking about his subject. These sites are just getting worse and worse. I mean, Twitch is still the reigning supreme champion of a worse site. I mean, between simply put, the inconsistent the inconsistency of how they enforce the rules. Well, that's YouTube now also, but the inconsistency in how to enforce the rules. And then on top of that, they ban Dr. Disrespect without even telling him or anybody why. And everyone's wondering why. And Twitch has just been quiet about it for some reason. It's like I don't know. That site is dog shit. I would never be on Twitch. Because they're just the worst. They don't treat their creators right. Why the fuck would I want to be? YouTube doesn't even treat their creators right. But at least, at least they give you answers. Twitch is just like, hey, fuck you. We'll do whatever we want. It's like, if I can make a weird ass comparison, it's like YouTube is sort of like Injustice Superman, where he thinks he's doing the right thing, but no, you're doing the wrong thing. It's like, but it's for the greater good. We're doing what's right here. It's like, no, it's actually pretty wrong. You're not doing the right thing here at all, actually. This is pretty fucked up what you're doing. And Twitch is more like Homelander. It's where it's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't care anymore. What are you gonna do, really? Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what it is. That's how I see these sites. Oh, my God. But yeah, that's where YouTube stands. They stand with the guy who wants people to die in mass shootings, tells people to kill themselves, and it's just kind of racist a little bit and kind of homophobic, and Lord knows he's transphobic. There's no fucking way. There's no way he's not. That's just get your shit together, YouTube. It was when the competition, when you get competition, a lot of us running over there with no regards to you. Because when that happens, we're gonna remember this incident and a whole lot of other incidents. We're gonna remember it. I promise you.
Ladies and gentlemen. gentlemen, thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn.